Hello, guys. James here. I've been doing a while, and will really think about it, even though I've never really been traveling outside this country. But I want to send a shout out to this one man that he started the whole thing before it was the Passport Bro movement, and why he gonna give the reason why why black men should travel and keep their sound mind and keep their health. He's no longer here, but that's a lot of men he's one of the dudes that kind of traveled, and I was just amazed about his journey. But shout out to him, to late Charles Tyler.
Blows all his money on her, or probably blew all his money also in the casinos. He said he kind of developed a gambling problem, and he just blew his money in the casinos and everything like that. Told me about them about to pull off to Brazil 1 week, on next Wednesday. We should be back in Brazil by this time tomorrow, and we just making it happen as always. And like I said, it's been an emotional week. Tonight's topic, we're going to talk about the damaged black man in America, African American man in America, and he is extremely damaged in this country. And the thing about this is funny that I'm trying to get rid of something here, but damaged black man in this country is sad. It's a sad situation. All right, damaged black man becomes a simp after a while, because African American women, or American women in general, have damaged them. Society here in America is not good for the African American man. Not good health wise, not good mental wise. Okay, not good physically as well. All right. On Sunday, Easter Sunday that just passed.
This was about 6 years ago.
An older gentleman was murdered. I think his name is Mr. Robinson. He was murdered. He was 74 years old. I mistakenly had him for probably 80, but anyway, he was an elderly man, right? And he was gunned down for no reason, okay, by Stevie's, okay? Steven Stevie's problem was that his girlfriend was treating him bad, okay? His girlfriend was treating him bad, and he let that all rule his world. So he goes on, blows all his money on her, or probably blew all his money also in the casinos. He said he kind of developed a gambling problem, and he just blew his money in the casinos and everything like that, all because of her, and this and that, all because of his mother. His mother wouldn't listen to him, nobody wouldn't listen to him, oh boo-hoo. So this punk coward decided that he wanted to go and murder somebody just for GP, because, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it all on my girl and stuff like that. This is all her fault. See, this is the damaged mentality of the African American man in America. This is why I tell brothers they have to get away from this country. They have to travel. They have to utilize their passports, because this country is destroying them mentally, not just physically. It's not just the police out in the street using us as target practice, okay? And it's not just black on black crime. Now, there's people out here who say in my Facebook group that, oh man, all y'all get mad at him. What about all the white folks that murdered black people all over the place? What about the 9 people that got murdered in that church, and all that, by that, that little young white boy, Dylan, whatever his name is. Okay, well, yeah, I get mad at that too. I get mad at senseless murder. People who are living their everyday lives, and some clown, some sick bastard comes out and then just starts to shoot and kills them. Okay? Now, this situation goes on all over the world. It's not just in America. Okay? starting to notice is that a lot of black men who weren't raised by men. I was raised by two men. Okay, of course, Charles Tyler III. Okay, and then Floyd Hargrove, which I'm going to show you a picture in about a minute. And I'll show you the reason why. Okay, these men raised me to be a man. Okay, you know, wherever there's one wasn't around, the other took the spot. Okay, and they raised me to not be reactive to feelings. They raised me to be wise of thinking before I act. Think of the consequences. Let me tell you something. I was a damaged brother too. The Matrix will damage a black man in America. Back in 2000, 17 years ago, the woman of the love of my life, I would have to say, the only woman I can truly honestly say to this day that I really loved, left me. Left me for what? A criminal. Alright? Dude just got finished doing what? 6 years for armed robbery. She leaves me for. Okay? Typical African American woman. Always picking the lowest of the lowest over the best of the best. Alright? I ain't gonna say that I was perfect. There were some things about myself at that time, and later on in life I had to learn to correct, and I have. That might have chased her away, but at the same time, I still believe a lot of our problems could have been fixed, had we sat down and talked about them and worked them out together. But no, she left me. I was having really dark thoughts in my mind back then. Alright? I wanted to go on. I wanted to, I'm going to kill a boyfriend. I'm going to run my car off the bridge after that. And that's it. No. My grandfather stepped in and straightened me out back then. Alright? You can't be out here getting yourself all worked up over some one woman. Okay? And just willing to destroy your life behind it. Okay? You can't do it. You have to learn to let go. Okay? And all. And, I did. I let it all go. In time. It took me a long while to get over that girl. But, I let it go. I did not allow my first reaction to the situation have me go out and commit murder and suicide. Alright? Because my future would have been gone. There'd been no going to Brazil or going travel or anything like that. My future would have been gone. It would have been all over. Okay? Because I reacted. Just like this boy Stevie's did. He reacted. So he goes out and he murders a 70-some-odd-year-old man for no reason. That man sat up and begged for his life. Put his packages up the block. When I seen the old man, when he asked the guy, can you say his girl's name? And the guy said, he looked like he was one of those polite old men, old good soul old heads. And he just, okay, such and such. And the next thing you know, somebody pulls out a gun on him. And the dude points the gun at this old man's face. And the last words I remember that old man saying was, I don't know such and such. Why are you? Bow. Shoots.
Remember that?
The man laying there on the ground. He walks away like it ain't no thing. Well, good thing, the coward piece of shit, instead of course, sticking around to face the music for his actions, for his poor judgment, he takes the easy way out. And he commits suicide. Shoots himself in the head over in Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay? About 500 miles away from here. Okay? Once again, another reaction. This is a case of a young man who didn't have manly male figures doesn't mean that you're not going to come out gay or have female ways and stuff like that, all the way at least. Alright? Alright? Women are emotional. Okay? And if you're around the emotions every day, you as a young boy will pick that up. It's up to your father to make sure you mold those emotions and know how to control them. Our emotions are supposed to be controlled. Okay? And that's what I've learned. I've learned not to allow my emotions to take over. Oh yeah, you may see me get angry. Alright? You ain't gonna see me pull out a gun and start shooting. Okay? You know, young men today are too emotional and too reactive to those emotions without thinking, without the benefit of logic. They react. Okay? And when the damage is all done, somebody might be laying out dead. Somebody might be on their way to jail. Okay? Someone's life basically is ruined. Just like that. Okay? The thing about it is, here in America, like I said before, is that we have a lot of damaged brothers. We have brothers out here who are chasing down booty that ain't even worth it. Just like the guy Stevie's. He shows his fat, overweight girlfriend that he went on to murder for. And the name, he murdered that man in the name of him. The name of his girl, rapper, excuse me. And I'm like, damn, dude, this is what you're getting all set, this is what you're throwing your life away over for? She ain't worth it. You know? But brothers out here, like I said in my past videos, bottom feeding here in the Matrix. Let's keep that as a new slogan. Bottom feeding in the Matrix. I want y'all brothers to remember that. Bottom feeding in the Matrix. Simps that bottom feed in the Matrix. Okay? That's what Stevens is. He's a simp that bottom fed in the Matrix so badly to the point to where it drove him to destruction and then eventually self-destruction. Innocent man lost his life because of this fool and his bottom feeding ways. Okay? If you got a passport, maybe travel, I don't know, maybe to Brazil, maybe to Colombia, or maybe to Thailand, okay, maybe to Peru, you know, then maybe he would have found that, wait a minute, man, this is some fine ass looking women around here. I don't have to bottom feed no more. The problem here in America is that the damaged African American man is so completely busted that he doesn't even know the value of himself as a man to a woman. Women here in America outnumber us. Black, white, all outnumber us. Okay? We should be picking from the top of the litter. The problem is a lot of brothers allow themselves to be picked. Okay? Instead of doing the picking. I tried to teach my little brother that myself. Very handsome young man, you know, and everything like that. He does the picking. The man does the picking. The woman allows herself to be picked, of course. Alright? But here in the Matrix, we pick from the bottom of the barrel. And that damaged simp mentality follows us abroad too as well. We're even picking from the bottom of the barrel abroad. Alright? A friend of mine, my homeboy Raphael, said something that's very true. He said that simps Okay, they're dangerous. You know, Stevie's even proved that. Okay, they become to a point to where it's detrimental for them to even be around because they now out here walking around like grenades with legs. All right, can explode at any time, and God forbid if we are around when that happens. All right, you know. Now, the thing about it is, that's why I don't even really. My circle's pretty small in the United States. Most of my friends are abroad, or we travel abroad and everything like that. All right, because I don't trust simps. I don't trust simps in my circle. All right, because they can be destructive. I even had a simp in my circle a couple of years ago, right, who I thought was cool, who I thought was down, who I even defended at times. All right, and he turned out to be nothing more than a destructive psychopath simp, just like Stevie's. You know, those people are losers. We shouldn't waste time with them. Okay? Black men don't got no time to be fixing damaged brothers and at least schooling them at least. I try to school brothers. Okay? I try to school them to the game. But some of y'all brothers out here would rather listen to a Tommy Sotomayor, who's just getting y'all more frustrated and angry. A King simp, by the way, who's getting y'all more frustrated and angry. Alright? At black women. And now at black people. Right? To the point to where you don't see no solutions to your problem. You can talk shit about, oh man, we holding black women accountable. And I ask you, okay, we holding black women accountable. Alright, so what have you changed? What have you changed? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Alright? All you do is working yourself up, getting yourself more frustrated, getting yourself more stressed out. By the time he saw my yours counting his view revenue straight to the bank. Or having you donate to his channel and he steal your money so he can go buy himself a house, buy himself a car, you know, while he keeps you frustrated and angry and now self-hating. I don't want this video to be about him. I'll get to him later on in the future. Alright? But the point is that gentlemen like him don't help the situation. They compound the situation. Alright? They create monsters like Steven Stevens. Alright? If I'm saying his name wrong, brothers, please correct me. Alright? I try not to think, when I think about people who are, I kind of lose track of their names. When they ain't shit, I don't really keep their names. They're not important to me. You know, so I try to remember the name the best way I can. Or say the name the best way I can. Alright? The thing about it is, I say to I don't talk from a script. I'm talking right from the script that's in my mind. Straight from my heart. Okay? And when I see that old man get gunned down like he did, I thought about my grandfather. You know? And my grandfather, right here, you know, his name is Floyd Hargrove. A man that I cared about very deeply, a man that's always idolized when I was a kid. Yes, you can see, always walked around suit, tie, always GQ to the hilt. You know, drove either a Cadillac or a Lincoln all throughout the whole time throughout my whole life. That's all I've seen him in. Okay? You know, and he looks similar to that old man that got gunned down. Now, of course, my grandfather wouldn't have went out like that. One, my grandfather would not allow you to get that close to him. You know, if you walk up on him, he grabbed his Beretta. Okay? The man always stays strapped. You got a Beretta on him, on his waist. You got a Saturday Night Special on his leg holster. Okay? You know, so he would not allow you to, he would have, if Stevie's walked up on him, he would have got shot from 2 feet coming in. Okay? You know, always taught me. This man, he was probably one of the most stoic men that I know. Sometimes I think at my grandmother's funeral was the only time I ever seen him get emotional. It was the only time I ever seen him get emotional. He actually cried at my grandmother's funeral. Okay? You know, and because he knew always how, outside of that, because of course his wife he'd been with for 50, 60 years died. Okay? So of course he's going to be emotional. But he knew always how to control his feelings. And he taught me always how to control my feelings. Not getting upset all the time at every little thing. Not tripping all the time as well. You know, and I looked at that thing. I looked at how he rolled. Okay? A lot of y'all guys might see me in a Kango cap or something like that. I got that from him. Alright? You know, but seeing that old man get shot remind me of my grandfather. And that's why I got so angry and so upset. Some of y'all guys probably seen it on Facebook, you know, one of my Facebook rants right there about how we allow our emotions to get in our way and make us make poor judgments because we're damaged black men here in the Matrix. Alright? My grandfather was not a damaged man. Okay? He's from that era where black men were men. Okay? And that era's dying off. My grandfather died 2 years ago. God rest his soul. Okay? You know, and I miss him every day. But now family, and it was his time to go. But now family out there in Cleveland lost their patriot. Okay? Lost their grandfather, if he was a grandfather. More than likely he probably was. You know, all because of some crazy fool, crazy damaged black man who didn't know how to control himself. Okay? Didn't know how to control himself. Didn't know, and you know, let me tell you something. My girl break up with me. Alright. This is the way I think now. Okay? It's real easy. My girl breaks up with me. Alright, I go out, get on the plane, find me another one. I ain't find nothing here in the Matrix. You find something here in Matrix USA is guaranteed to fail. Okay? The days of long relationships, those 40-year marriages and 50-year marriages are over. Okay? We live in a capitalist society to where, you know, money, money, money. Just ask Carmelo Anthony. Okay? And his wife are about to split up, and that's going to be a lot of money. Okay? Right there. You know, it's all about let's stay together, have a couple of kids together. Later on down the road, I get you on child support. I'll take you for half your shit. A la Juanita Jordan. Okay? You know, these brothers, we need to go back. We need to travel and go back to the era of good women. Don't bring those foreign women to this country because they become Americanized fast. Okay? You know, you keep them down there. You find a way to keep yourself abroad. Okay? So you can maintain your relationship. Alright? Stop being damaged. Stop listening to people who will keep you damaged. If nobody's coming to you with solutions about, just continue to say, oh, I hate black women this, black women that, oh, single black mothers this, single black mothers that, okay? And then you hit, oh, here's the question. Well, where is the solution? And if you get the answer, well, we're just holding them accountable. Shut the fuck up. Because y'all not giving me no hard solutions to the problem. I'll tell you the solution to the problem. A passport. Go see a different world. what it is outside of Matrix USA. Stop listening to clowns on YouTube telling you to hate all your problems in the world are just based around black women or single black mothers or what this and what that, and don't have no solutions. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody if they can't tell me something that can work for me instead of having me chase my tail. Except for you chasing your tail with your mouth. And you just feeling empowered because, oh man, you just go and finally somebody who's keeping black women, or women in general in America accountable. But we already know what to expect with black women, okay, or American women in that, with African American women, may I add. I was correcting myself, African American women. But I tell you this, with the black man's option, okay, black women abroad is a total different deal. Okay, they know how to treat a black man because they know there ain't too many good black men left on this earth. Okay, you know, and that is what, brothers, that's what you want to find in a conversation on YouTube. You want to find a black man's option. Okay, you want to find a black man's option right here on this YouTube channel. Hold on one second. Over here at the family house here. You know. But like I said, you want to find a black man's option. You want to find, in the coming weeks, like I said before, I'm going to be traveling on over to Brazil. Alright, we're going to be doing footage all over there. We'll be hopefully getting all over there. And of course, with your help to keep the Charles Tyler Show rolling. Now that
he's no longer here with us, but Charles had a lot of wisdom. He had a lot of wisdom, and he wasn't angry at black women. A lot of black women like, oh, they was da da da. That's why he didn't da da da. He didn't say anything bad about them. That was his solution. Just remove yourself out of the situation. And he so that's before.
Hey guys, how are you? I'm Andre C. Hatcher.
Before there were passport bros. Before the passport bros, there was black man's option. That's what O'Shea was talking about. That's what kind of man he was. He never talked down on black women. He was just saying, black men, there are other black women on the planet that would treat you a lot better if you extend yourself. That's basically what was saying. There were black women coming to and speak against him like they spoke against Kevin Samuels. And Charles Tyler always had black women. He never was into white women. In fact, his ex-wife was Jamaican, and when he was down in Brazil, he had a black Brazilian women down there. See, a lot of, and people say, oh, you going down there for them fancy women and da 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 this. No, he really believed in sticking to his own, but broaden out and go to another culture where the women value the men. That's why he went down there and met him a woman, and whatever, so they, someone said, why did he get settled down? Men do what men do. But that was wisdom with him. That was wisdom. Excuse me, with Charles Tyler. And women, there was someone that talked about him like a dog, like Kevin Samuels. But it was talk about American women. He didn't say black women in general or single women. He said, hey, if a woman's not treating you right here, go to another culture where they treat, if they happen to be a black woman, that they'll value you more. That's what it is about. It's not about, and then, for the people who are pro-black like Dr. Umar Johnson, don't that tell you that, hey, isn't about black women, even if it's in another part of the country? He didn't think about that there are some black men, like Austin Holloman, he wants an African woman, a black woman. So you can't use, and you got some black women that was trying to say, see, y'all going down to get with them mixing white, practically white looking women. And that's, you don't even know. I said, that's not even what they want. They go find a black woman or something similar, African descent woman who come from a different, broader background. And they were women here that still were mad and jealous of that. So some men are going to other women that were traveling, but there are some black men that are picking other black women in other parts of the world. It has nothing to do with that. So I just want to, I want you to hear for himself. He's no longer with us, but I just want you to see how much he had how his mindset was, because you don't know a person until you really listen. When you sit down and listen to him, and he was giving some good man advice, like, hey, it ain't worth deleting yourself and harming yourself or harming somebody else over something because someone made you feel inadequate. Basically, that you don't have to get all emotional about it. That there's other ways. That there are other people, that other women that will appreciate you. That's what I was telling my friend John about his co-worker. His wife don't want to be bothered with him. I said, man, there's women on the other side of the planet that would be loved to get with you. And he's a white dude. I mean, there's somebody gonna want you. With maybe lame square hair with women here, there's another woman on the side of the planet might not think you're lame and square. You haven't had to be bad boy, smooth out me. No, it's time to let the American women from all walks of life and all nationalities, hey, you ain't the only woman on the planet. That's basically that's the message that the men are saying. You don't want to do it? Fine. Don't sit up there. You don't want to. You think I'm square? You think I'm not your type? Okay. When does the world focus around you? When does the world focus around you? The whole point about it is that you get the mate. That's all what it's about. You keep on being picky because you ain't got the mate. Then you see somebody got another mate that's of a different race. Then you want to get picky. But the point of it is, the person got the mate. You don't have the mate. So what you being picky, and they got the nerve to be picky and making TikTok videos and things like that. And so that's the reason why. So to back up, and they said all people have to do is just sit back and hear what the gentleman was saying. They were saying that they were black men that wasn't leaving black women. They were, in fact, they trying to find a black woman with the same feminine mindset like their other counterparts in different parts of the world, and to kind of find out some did find black women like that, and some of them married black women in them different countries. They don't tell you about that part, and that's what it's about. But see, in America, we all caught up in race and shit, and then when we see the men step out, you see the men step out, see, they gotta go get some other kind of woman. And it's like, no, did you hear what he's saying? He wants a woman that's feminine and friendly, not combative and challenging you all the time. And it don't mean, and then women here, some women here, they say they don't have you don't have a certain personality. If they don't challenge your personality, they think you wimpy or you weak. That you want to have some peace of mind. That everything ain't full octane, controversial. I'm about to knock your teeth down your throat kind of mentality. So that's why I'm trying to try this other video. What he was saying. But you got some people that took it like, oh, they abandoned. No, it wasn't. That they find black women in a different part of the world that don't have the same kind of mind that maybe some black women here in America and other places do. That's what it's about. When it comes to some black men, some black men really don't want to marry out to other races. Don't want, some of them do. They want to leave the country, but they really I heard them in the group said that they have heard the ones that travel, they're looking for a black woman in another part of the world, and they're the ones who prefer black women. But you got black women here. They see a few men with Asian and white mixed Latino women that they think, oh, okay, they want to blend out the white race and all this stuff like that. It's like, wait a minute, not every black man want that. That's every black man have his own different type of woman that he has, like he likes, so he wants to settle down with. And when you tell you square and you lame and you ain't shit and you don't excite me. I find you boring or you lame or something like that. What do you think the boring? Well, okay, if I'm bored and I'm lame, let me go and find somebody who don't find me boring and lame. And so that's why those particular black men leave. And some be having good ass decent jobs. They may not be making six figures like some women here want. But that's the reason why. But you don't hear because everybody is making some opinion. I've heard the men say that they sell. And that's like this Facebook was Afro-Brazilian and Afro-Brazilian African American men. So they were trying to get what Afro or half indigenous Afro-Brazilian women were American black men in the group. And there's a whole sector of men that are mixed that want somebody's part black and part Brazilian, or all the African Brazilian, Afro-Brazilian, from dark whatever. You over here, they got you thinking that because we so caught up in color, and that's the truth. That's what Charles Tyler was saying at the time. So I just wanted to play this video because I want you to hear from the late Charles Tyler. This is what he was saying, because some people misinterpret what he was saying. He's like, you don't have to put up with the women that don't want to be bothered with you, that want to chase around some hood dude. Okay, you take the hood dude, I'm gone. I can't find that video. That's what it was really about. But yeah, that's what it was about. And this is what this one brother said on Phil's show. Hold on. I probably played this video on one of my other videos, but this is the reason why.
Empty nester or building your nest. Ohio Realtors.
And Charles wanted to settle down. He was really wanting to settle down at the time. They'll tell you about that part.
So we got one of our brothers that's being questioned about American women. Let's go ahead and review it.
Where did you grow up? My father was in the military, so I lived everywhere. I've lived overseas, I've traveled overseas, I've seen the world. The Western woman, the American woman, from a standpoint of marriage and family, this is the worst place in the world to choose a wife.
And the reason why he says that, because he's traveled. I'm telling you, if you travel and go overseas and see how other people live, and you come back to Babylon, you're going to say, wait a minute, this isn't right. What in the world is going on here? So when you hear him say the Western woman is just not it, he's traveled, so he got to see that. Let's continue.
Not only the worst place in the world, it's the worst place in the annals of history to choose a wife. Attention to a woman is like crack cocaine.
Oh yes, it is. They live for attention. Let me tell y'all something. You know why the BBL craze and any other plastic surgery craze that's went on with women? You know why? Because this woman saw that woman getting all the attention from men because she got some plastic surgery. Now, it's low level attention, it's low class attention, but she's getting attention. So what a lot of women do is like, oh, she's getting attention because she got a BBL. Well, let me go get it because I want attention too. They feed off of that attention. Social media made it worse because a lot of people doing things, they're using filters, they're being fake, and trust me, with AI coming in, it's going to be worse with some of that. But yes, he's right. Attention for them is like a drug.
So she's seeing these things on the internet, and she's got guys in her DM, and they're giving her a false idea of their value.
Right there, what he just said, you have women say, oh, I got men in my DM, people want me, X, Y. Okay, yeah, a lot of men are jumping at DM. I mean, who cares, right? But in the real world, you can't secure a husband. You got 1,000 DMs, but you can't get one wedding ring out of anybody.
Right.
And because you are thinking about all these compliments that's given to you online,
right,
you really think that your value is high.
Right.
Oh, these guys like my picture.
Right.
These guys leave me so many comments.
Right.
Oh, they trick off, online for me. But in the real world, it's not digital. You can't get a man to even say hello to you. The same female, because let me tell you something, if they really thought you looked a certain way, no matter where you go, you get the same kind of attention. Online or offline.
Right. Right.
Male attention is monopoly money. Because when you hit 35 and that attention starts to go away and you start looking for men, the kind of men you want, now you're competing with the younger, hotter, more fertile girl. There's a reason that the creator starts, you start to lose your eggs, in the mid-30s? I have daughters. My youngest daughter just graduated from college. She's 22. My advice to them, find the best man you can at your youngest age and settle down with him.
That was some good advice. He gave some great advice to his daughters. In other words, secure your husband in your prime. Secure him in your 20s. That's the time to secure your husband. Don't be saying, I'm going to wait till I'm 35 after I get my career. Then I'm going to go on and get married and have children. Wrong strategy. That's a strategy that works better for men. Because men at just about any age, as long as you have no issues with sperm count, he can have children.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's better for men to wait because they get, the maturity level, the bag is different at 35 versus 25. So it's better for a man to say, yeah, I want to start having a family at 35. Me personally, I tell men, you shouldn't even think about a family until you're about 30. Because men need to mature to a certain level.
That's true.
Men's money is different at 30, 32, etc. If you applied yourself right in your 20s, But women, is more imperative to me for them to have their husband in their 20s, have their children in their 20s, at the height of their childbearing years. Not at the decline of it, but have them at the height. And then when you have them at the height, let's say if you're 23, 24, you have a child. By the time you're 44, they 20, right? Or let's say you have your children in a succession, which is best to do that. So you have one at 24, 25, you have one at 26. Then in your mid-40s, your kids is going to be grown and doing their own thing. And hey, you living your life and you still young. Why are you a woman trying to have a baby at 39? You know what I'm saying? 40. You got women that's having babies in their 40s, right? Very dangerous to have a baby in your 40s for the child and the woman. But by the time if you have that baby at 40, you're going to be a grandma, 60 years old, when that child is grown. And listen, I'm telling you, at my age now, I don't have patience for all that crying and the things that babies do. Oh, no. I love them when they smiling. I love them when they want to play. Oh, yeah, but they saw that crying. Go to your mama. Now, I was a little younger. I had patience for some of that. But now, oh, no. Go to your mama. Because all my kids are grown, minus one. And I have an 8-year-old going on 18. And always tell me she's going to take over my job. And I say, hey, baby, when you get to a certain age, I'll start teaching you the business. And you definitely could take over at the appointed time. Because I definitely would like you to take over. That'd be great. Because I can do a whole lot more things behind the scenes.
And if that man is 40 years old, you'd be okay with it?
40? If As long as he can provide for her and she loves him, he's going to treat her right, absolutely. As long as they're an adult. It's okay for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old to have and have to put it all out on the internet. She's old enough to do that. She's old enough to be in a relationship. And what does God say, by the way? What does nature say?
Now, realistically speaking, if your 19-year-old daughter came home with a 40-year-old man, most men wouldn't like that. But realistically, you couldn't do much about it. I'm sure you could holler at dude or whatever, but I mean, it's legal. You know, she's 19, 20. I mean, I would think of that like, why in the world you gonna be a 20-year-old? You're 40. Like, what do y'all have in common? But like I said, the way American society is, you couldn't say nothing about it much of nothing no way. So you always want your daughters to have a decent man. And yes, in other societies, 40-year-olds marrying 22-year-olds is normal. You know, it really is. It's not abnormal at all.
Nature says that women typically get their period like in their early teens, maybe 12, maybe 13 years old. In my opinion, that's nature and God saying He's preparing you to get ready for childbirth. It's always from tradition. You go to other countries, the same thing. You find younger women with older men because the older man is more seasoned. He can teach her. He's developed himself. He's got resources. And he's able to provide for her. You see all these pretty women walking around, they're in Vegas, they understand, they're monetizing their sexuality. This is the world we live in, right? But at my age and what I know, and I can pull out thousands of dollars.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull out he pulled out money.
No,
He pulled out money.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars right
I'm
here.
the pretty guy now.
That's funny. I mean, he pulled out the money on camera. I don't know why you're holding money like that in your hand, bro. Because you should know, especially as an older man, you know, you're supposed to be doing your credit card game by that point. You know, I mean, even rich people don't pull out cash like that. I mean, even when they send money, it's wire transactions. It's not, nobody's changing no cash to us no more. But you know, a lot of what this brother said, you know, was spot on. It really was. You can't really argue, you know, some things that what he said. The only thing I would say is, I'm gonna reiterate this: secure your man in your 20s. If you got a good dude, he got his head on straight, you know he's gonna end up being a decent man, go ahead and secure that man. Get married, and like I say, just make a family. That's it, make a family. That's one of the best things you can do. Having a perpetual girlfriend, always knocking down 304s, or being a 304, it's never good on any end. You know what I'm saying? Women have their trauma behind some of that stuff. Men sometimes have their trauma because they can't settle down with the things they did.
Right.
Marriage is something that should be thought about from men and women. But at the same time, in America, I get it because you don't want to deal with things. That's why our brothers and other men travel overseas to find a wife. And that's why I always tell you, if you're worried about America, just go overseas and you won't have that problem no more. But let me know what y'all think about, you know, what our brother here is talking about, because he's spot on, dude.
He sure is, and it sure is, and it's like, you know, women are going to wake up and whether they don't like it or they less likely, and what men don't care what you think about your opinion anymore. It used to kind of bother some men, but that's not going to make a man make up his mind. What you should do is maybe seek God, and if you're a single woman of any age, to see how you can get rid. If you get one of them stubborn, I can't control my tongue, I can't control my mouth kind of woman. I'm not saying you gotta be a step, but if you can't use your tongue wisely, you need the Lord. A lot of women lose men because they can't control their tongue. That they can't control it. I'm not saying you gotta be a pushover. I'm not saying you have opinion, but you got some women that are very, very manipulative and controlling, and that's why someone like a Kevin Samuels would kind of call him out, but he was polite about it, and they couldn't stand that because he wouldn't give them that energy, you know. But it's my way, and you got some women, like I see the one woman who's an elderly woman who's suddenly trying to advise women on a certain type of men, whatever. But hey, you really, this would talk to the people that been married or happily married. If if you're a single man, a single woman, go to the people who are happily married, who've been married for 20, 30 years. They can tell you what the ups and downs in the relationship is about, all that personal stuff. And you know, if I want to know something about what's like being committed, I want to be around, learn something from a married man because he's going through it. That he's happily married. Let me stress that he's happily married. How does he keep his mind? How does he keep when things arise? How does he keep things going? Why are you getting advice from some people you don't even see that in their own personal life? I don't understand that. It's like someone saying that they know what's like to be in what's like to be in the military, and they've been to the Boy Scouts, and they never really been to the military. But they can talk about the military, they can act like it, they can know somebody from it, but they some part militia group, which is totally different than being in the U.S. military, you know, because it's a tense training, and it's tense, and then you get rewarded, then you graduate, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video. Shout out to the late Charles Tyler. But that's what men, and this is for the men out there, and because I had that same habit too. I had to learn to adjust my emotions because I was raised up with a single mom too, and that's something that. But hearing other men have you reflect on some things as a man, on how, you know, in time. Because sometimes you don't know when you're doing something until somebody come along and you listen to other people's advice, whether they're older or younger than you, say, hey, you're getting out of pocket. And so, but that's what it's about. And the reason why the relationships are torn between, it's going to get worse, is because women are not humbling themselves down. When I say humble, some women are not coming to an agreement. They don't want to understand. You have women that want to argue with you or battle with you to try to prove a point and try to be right and try to win the argument instead of understanding the logic behind it. And they try to push men down by making them feel like they're inadequate. I mean, you can have a respectful disagreement. You're not always going to agree on some things, but when you got some women that would take and just shatter a man's confidence, literally shatter it, and try to demean him, make him feel like a boy, you know, when he's going through that on his prized job or in any other aspect of life. This is what black men go through. All men probably mostly go through this, but this is what we go through. And so then, you know, you gotta come home and battle with that woman, dealing with that mindset. And these women are the only way. If they're not gonna listen, it's just best to walk away. Silent is the treatment. You don't have to argue. Don't put your hands on a woman. Don't speak anything. Don't speak any ill will. Best thing to do is she don't want to listen. Walk away. With silence, say, hey, this is it, because they gonna understand. In life, it takes two to make a relationship. That's it. It takes two people to make a relationship. And this can go for men and women. But when you want these kind of women, and I can speak as a man, you're going to be stubborn and combative and controlling and manipulating and don't know how to control and don't know when to let things, you know, okay, you made your point. Stop trying to revamp the argument, a fight. Then it's going to keep going through that and going through that till you push that man out the door. And this is what's happening right now. You know, so is that some men go over there Can some men get tricked off over there? Yeah, I would go over there. I'd be going there looking for a wife. If it was a person in me, I would be going looking over there for no woman of the night. But it's like you gotta do over here. But they got the wisdom enough to know you gotta apply the same method. You gotta see what her character is about. But most of the time, you meet the right woman. But the right character with women are greater. It's like it's from what I hear about the men are traveling. Even though you have some women with the same characteristics that you might find over here, but it's like the majority of the women that some men come across, that they seem like, I've heard men from walks of life saying that they know to be a woman, let you be who you are as a man, not make you feel like crap, basically. So that's what it is. And if you in a relationship and a woman telling you something and she don't, because you're not the inadequate, you're not the certain height, you're certain weight, you're not the certain look, okay. Obviously I might be attracted, you may not be attracted to me. Vice versa. Whatever. Hey, but one thing, but I look at it this way, there's another woman on the planet. Don't matter if you're the lamest, nicest, quirkiest, dorkiest person. There's always that I don't see why she would talk to him. See, the whole point about people who talk like that is to get the mate, because it's to get here's the common sense, because you don't want to keep going back and through life trying to find that mate and try to get with everybody and put them in the bedroom, because whatever you lie with, you whatever their problem become your problems spiritually, for one. Two is you join together in more ways than one. Don't believe me? Ask somebody that has the word of God in them. They'll tell you what I'm talking about. Number three is that you mentally, physically, it ages you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So hey, you get tired. So hey. And you learn, and as a man, I don't want to go through that. I got to have the woman from Rome to Maine. Man, from what I've learned, from what I seen, some of these women out here crazy. I don't want to meet no more crazy women. Someone got some issues, and she seemed pretty. She got the nice body, and man, after you get past all that, you got to deal with the personality. Is she going to be the kind of woman you want to spend your time, your resources with, your energy, your resource for the rest of your life? That's when it's up to us. Is she going to drive you crazy? Is she going to drain you? Well, she got a nice body though. No, is she going to drain you? And see, women now, they know that we so attracted to their body that we're willing to push all that. They don't even understand what's going on. God are waking men up with wisdom. That's what it is. And they can't handle it because they listen to the devil say, it's your body, woman. You got to have that body. You got to have your body. And women like, yeah, I do got the breasts and the butt, and have to, and compete, like he said, compete with other, trying to get BBLs and all that stuff. Not only, and even show other women. They don't understand this. That stuff is played out. Because it ain't going to get no men of worth, of value. They want something not just good looking, but with good looking with a personality. That's what the men, what great means the money. To the men that had the extreme educated and six figure, to the men that has practically had little to none, and everything in between. And maybe some of these women, they has take back and listen to what I am basically many of people like us trying to tell you. It's not your looks anymore. I know you've been told this, and it's not what you can, that man can put in his head and say what he can fantasize do with you in the bedroom. It don't take that no more. You gotta have a personality. If your personality suck, you gotta make a decision. Remember, it takes two in a relationship. You gotta make that decision. You are. Yeah, you can be pretty and get all the attention, But like Phil said, oh, you're gonna keep letting the men bounce and bounce and out of your life because you're pretty? How's it gonna be on your sound mind? How's it gonna be on your body? You don't want to be sharing your body with multiple men because you're beautiful and you're pretty? Or you'll keep manipulating men because you're beautiful and pretty? How long you gonna keep doing that? Because you're gonna find yourself being alone. Sooner or later, you may have those things, but you're going to be alone and you're going to be miserable at some point. And then the people, when you find out, when you see a woman next to you who didn't do that, that did it the right way, and that really honor her husband, honor and have a mutual love relationship, friendship relationship, and last for 30, 40 years, you're going to be jealous at the women that want to play these dudes is going to be jealous at them. In fact, they'll try to break up the ones that's trying to marry 30, 40 years. And you women that got 30, 40 year, 20, 30, 40 year marriage, I would be really, keep my eyes on those single women, because they'll try to manipulate your husband or your boyfriend. Because they want that you got, because they always got to feel like they got, and they don't really love that man, love your man. They try. It's the game. It's a sense of jealousy. That's what it is. It's immaturity. Well, immaturity, and they haven't let the Most High God grow them up and show them what life is. That's what it is to the women. You're like, why your girlfriend? That's why your girlfriend, your sister, your auntie is single, because they don't want to submit to the Most High. And he's been trying to show them, I can bring a man to your life, but you got to submit to me, submit to him. You got to submit to the God, and they don't want to do that, because that sister pride. I can't let it go. I can't. If I let him go, he's gonna take advantage of me. I'm strong. I'm a strong woman. Da, 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 da. And you see what it leads to, right? You strong. You strong-minded, strong mouth, and everything else. What has it lead you? What has it lead you? You still lonely. You're still 44, 54, 64, going into 74. Still alone. Still haven't figured it out. And for you 20-something-year-old women, you come across this video, hear what I'm saying. Look at the 40, 50, 60-year-old women who still alone, because they're stubborn, they're strong. Look at where they at. Has they have a happy mate in their life that want to be in their life? Have they have a male companion in their life? Are they doing the right things? Or are they driving the men away? Think about it. If you're a young woman, you come across this video. Look at the older women around you. Look at the women that are happily married. Yeah, their husband do some little goofy stuff, but they're happily married. They ain't alone, right? And if they get sick, he gonna take care of them. If something go wrong, you have someone that work out, that go to the struggles together of life, of whatever occurrence in life, mental, physical, financial health together. And even the most richest people have the problems. It don't mean guaranteed, because you see athletes and actors and actresses and getting together, and they worth millions and billions. They got more money than, and they can take care of the rest of their life. That's not the way God designed the marriage relationship. You got to start all over again trying to find somebody. But hey, what do I know? But I'm just telling you from what I've seen. For what, I never been married myself, but I've been Rome the main kind of person, and the only reason why I found somebody, because I haven't come across that woman that, and of course part of it was my fault being at that point in time, and really God taking me out and showing me I can bring something to your picture. You get your mind together, and that's what He does to men and women both. He won't bring that person to you, and if they do, if they come across, He'll push them away because you're not appreciative enough. That's the truth. He's not gonna bring something, and God have men just like He have women for His men out of the kingdom. But He can't. He's not gonna give you something out of the kingdom until you're ready. Until you humble yourself. Till you serve Him with everything. And then when He sees that, He said, I'm going to reward you with your spouse. Because He has to change this and work on this. That's right. That's why I can't get no man. And that's why you see those women and then running on here and bitching and complaining. It's them. At some point, hey, I'm just telling you, hey, I'm working on myself. Hey, I got some work myself, but I'm not out there putting that energy out, and put down women. I'm just showing you that this is dysfunction, the signs of women. I know some women got some common sense, but you got some women out here that don't got no common sense. Them the ones I'm pointing out in this video. In these videos, and they wondering why, and they think by going to social media and just spilling everything out, telling the whole world their business, you just exposing yourself. And you can have a man that could be your husband, you talking crazy. Now he's like, I don't want that woman. You could be the most attractive woman. As soon as you open your mouth, you turn them away, because he's starting to see, that man's starting to see what you talking about. Oh, you're a manipulator, you're a user. So you don't care, you don't have no love, no affection, no femininity? No. You think a man, what man wants to get used and played? Just like a woman should get used and played. But you got these women that are damaged women that are trying to damage men. Just like, you would take a damaged man who's trying to do a damaged woman. And that's why they're single. That's why they can't hold a relationship. Because they don't appreciate what they got. They don't know how to appreciate, so it's not going to come their way. And if they do, it's going to be worse and worse. They're going to meet the same kind of person and cycle until they understand until they learn to submit. Watch. You see dysfunctional people making these videos on TikTok and everything, crying and whining about these men ain't this, or in some cases with some men, not all men, but they saying that it's because it's them. It's them. And here, and then you make a video, you might have there might be some women that made some videos and they act like they got some sense. They didn't have a man. Some women could have had a six-figure man because some of them watch YouTube and Facebook and TikTok. But when you start talking crazy, you might turn that man off. Your potential mate. But you thought you want to be player. I'm here to play the man. I'm here to dog him. I don't give a darn. Well, what does that say to the men who have a good heart? They got plenty of money and education and everything, and status and everything. What does that say? See, some of these women don't think about that. That's why I say you gotta know how to control your actions in your mouth. That's why I say it's a foolish woman. And that's why they're single in their 40s and their 50s. It's them. And when the man say he's attractive, once he finds you attractive, he wants to see what your personality is. I don't care what man, all walks of life. I don't care how much you got. He don't want to deal with no headache and no drama. What man wants to sign up for that? Whatever race of man he is. No man wants to put up with that. So I hope you like this video. Share what you like, subscribe. But yeah, shout out to late Charles Tyler. And men, it's time to find your woman, even if she's a woman of your race in another part of the world. If women here don't want to act the fool, they're gonna start seeing more and more good men leave who have make 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. And I would salute to you men that do it. If you ain't getting treated right, let them figure it out. Till next time, take care and be blessed. Be careful on your travels out there, man. Take care.